Hello, it's a gloriously sunny day today and it's absolutely wonderful outside. But today I've got a whole lot of little chores to do, like going to the post office and posting this and that. And today I'm going to be spending my time sort of tidying up, because yesterday when I was digging that bed there was all sorts of weeds lying all over. So I'm also going to try and get to preparing the bed for planting. And generally tidy up, because I really can't take this mess. So I must just tidy up and make things nice before we carry on. So anyway, let me get to posting this, and as soon as I'm finished, I'll be back with you. Well, there we have it. I've come here. Found it was a little chilly, so I put a jersey on. And now I've got to get down and clean this little patch over here. First thing I've got to do is, I've been using this carton bin for storage of these wooden posts. So I've got to take them out before I can get all the weeds into here. So let me get cracking with that. Okay, the next thing I've got to do is get all this stuff into the bin. So let me get to that. Okay, well, some of these old leaves and stuff I'm going to be taking to our compost bin. Because this is pretty good stuff, and we need some sort of brown in the compost bin. So let me just pack this all up, and we'll be off to the compost bin. Well, here we have it. This is my compost bin, and it's only about that full at the moment, so I've got quite a bit. But I've also got some kitchen waste here, off cuttings, potato peels, banana peels, old tea bags, some lettuce, some sort of fruits. We eat a lot of fruit, so there's off cuttings of carrots and all sorts of other stuff here, all raw vegetables, because my diet is mainly raw, except for the stuff you can't eat raw, like carrots and butternuts and stuff like that. So I'll put all that in, because that'll go down quite well. And then of course all my brown as well. Now this evening I'm probably going to be doing paper shredding, because I've got a whole lot of paper that needs shredding, so I'll add that to my compost as well. And that is my compost. In a couple of weeks I'll probably give it a turn with a fork and that to get it going a bit more. Now this is going to have to be washed. Okay, now what I want to do is, all these pot plants that are lying in this raised bed, I want to start moving them over to the food forest side, because these pot plants I actually want to keep, not so much for the pots themselves, which I do want to keep, but for the soil, because I think the soil on the other side is a little clayey, and I want to put everything into, when I plant my trees, I want them all raised. So I need this extra soil and all the grit, because it's very good soil and it's full of organic matter and stuff like that, which I'm going to need to condition the soil nicely. So I'm going to crack on now, and I'm going to be moving all these pots, and I'm going to be taking it over the other side. And when I'm finished, I'll come back to you, because this is going to be, a little while to do all this. After this wheelbarrow load, I think I'm going to have a cup of coffee, and then we'll get back to this. You know, while I'm having a cup of coffee at the moment, I just want to tell you why I love frugal living. You know, frugal living isn't always about being poor. It means living without waste. Now that has a beauty on its own. I mean, it reduces a carbon footprint, and you've got a whole lot of ethical arguments for this. But you know, there are financial ones as well. Now, when I'm finished with this house, I'll add probably about 25% of the value to it, just because I fixed it up. Now, I took it when it was in a really, really bad state, and we bought it for about £60,000. And I've done quite a lot of work over the winter. We've had to do quite a lot of things. We've had to maybe lay out about £7,000 in value of goods and services that we've had other people do. But it's more than that. We've had to paint this house, and I still haven't finished. I've still got the kitchen, I've still got the bathroom to do, and obviously the hallway. But I've done all the bedrooms, I've done the living room, and I know that when I'm finished that job, it'll be good. And the house will look a whole lot better. That's why I say it'll add about 25% of the value, because we chose it very carefully. But that's just the house alone. Because, you see, when I look out at the garden, now, most people just see a whole lot of work, and quite frankly at the moment so do I, because there is a real lot of work. But I have a peculiar eating habit. I eat a lot of fruit, a really, really lot of fruit, and I eat a lot of vegetables, because we're vegetarian, except for the occasional egg. I do like my eggs, so I am considering maybe getting a few chickens, because I do like my eggs. But we also eat mainly raw, except those vegetables like potatoes and butternut and stuff like that can't be eaten raw. Then we will cook those. But it's mainly raw, so about 60% of my diet is probably fruit. And this garden will give me what I can't afford at the moment, and that's an organic diet. At the moment I'm buying stuff, I'm washing it, but it's had all the pesticides and all sorts of stuff sprayed on. So this garden, apart from saving me on a food bill, it'll probably save me about 30 quid a week, which is, a significant amount of money. That's £120 a month. But it's not the £120 a month. It's the quality of the food that it'll give me. Now, I'm quite long in the tooth, and I've eaten very, very badly over the years. I wasn't aware of all the pesticides and stuff that go into the food, and what harmful stuff that you can get from food. And I've been eating this, and it's had a real bad effect. So I'm trying to reverse all this with a really good, healthy diet. And so when I look at this garden, I think if I had to buy all my stuff organic, it would probably cost me about £160 a month. Now, I'm not going to get away from buying stuff out of the shop, because buying stuff out of the shop, I eat exotic vegetables, fruits. I eat things like bananas that you can't grow here, and papaya, and what else? There's quite a few anyway. Oranges and a lot of citrus that I can't grow here, or I have to go under a greenhouse. And I eat a lot of grapes as well, which when I do get a greenhouse, I'll be able to grow them. But that's what this garden means to me, and this is what frugal living means. It means being able to grow your own stuff. And so when I look at this garden, that's what I see. At the moment, yes, there's a lot of work. But when I've got everything established, how much work will there be? Well, I know I'm going to have to keep planting vegetables, but I'm not going to have to keep planting fruit trees. I know I'll have to prune my fruit trees once a year. But really, is that such a lot of work? I think this is a very nice lifestyle. There's always something to do. There's always something to potter about. There's always, clothes to make and other things like this. But in the summertime, you want to get outside. You don't want to be locked in an office. And the sun is so healthy for you. It gives you vitamin D and all sorts of other stuff. and it fills your lungs with fresh air. And this is wonderful about this lifestyle. Unless you've got a job on the outside, you don't get to enjoy this. And what's the best about it is, if the weather is a little inclement, you can just go inside and do something there. It's a lovely lifestyle, and I really look forward to it. I know I've still got a lot of work to do, but that's the fun, isn't it? Is creating something beautiful. That's why I like frugal living. Well, the tea's nearly over, or the coffee's nearly finished. It's time for me to get up my butt and go and do some work. Well, that's the last of the pot plants. I had to pile the wood clippings a little higher than they were to make way for the pot plants, but they'll stay like that for a while until I'm finished the vegetable garden. Well, as you can see, I've cleared all the pot plants from here, and there's still a significant amount of work to be done to these beds, but that's for another day. Well, it's been a busy day. And the last job I want to do is to get this bed that I dug out and weeded yesterday properly weeded and get it ready for planting. So that means breaking down all the clumps and taking out all the big stones and stuff like that and smoothing it over and getting it to a nice tilth. So let me get cracking with that. Well, I think this is going to be a bit of a long job. Let me finish up here and I'll be with you when I'm finished. Well, there we have it. I've raked out this bed and I've sort of divided it up into little boxes because I like an ordered mind and I quite like the idea of the square foot gardening. Now, these aren't exactly square feet. They're about 27 inches by, I don't know, about 15. And but then I can plant each crop in this and I can have multiple crops. And if I do that and I plant this, I can have succession all the way around of the different crops, so that once one becomes mature I can harvest it, and then I don't have to wait too long for the next lot to become to have been fully grown before I can harvest it. So I can keep harvesting on right throughout the summer, and every sort of week or every other week. And but that's for me for now. Today I'm calling it a day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. But now I must pack up my tools and go inside and do some work there. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes! Please subscribe!